down here, rain down to the south, and this system is going to move across sometime tomorrow, and by tomorrow evening, I think we're going to be into the rain sector, late tomorrow evening. Nonetheless, we've got a winter storm watch in effect for the northern portions of Fairfield, New Haven, Middlesex, and New London counties. I'm expecting 2 to 4 inches of snow and some ice in this area, again, about 24 hours from now going into the evening hours, and then once we get into past midnight, it's all going to be rain because of all that warm air coming up. Here it is right now, just now getting started out across central Illinois, St. Louis with some snow, and it's moving into the Louisville area. This will be moving across our part of the world for tomorrow. Look for a cold start, and then this whole batch of moisture will move on in. It will go cloudy. We will see snow beginning to develop, and again, about 2 to 4 inches before it changes to rain. Here's the forecast for tonight. Look for chilly conditions and very cold, low temperatures in the single digits, 14 along the shoreline, and then for tomorrow, some afternoon snow, 2 to 4 inches accumulation, highs in the 20s to the mid-30s along the shoreline. Here's what we got for Saturday, up to 42 degrees with a good chance for rain, and then we get a cold front go by, temperatures dropping back down into the 20s for highs and single digits for lows, but there is a good trend for next week. I think we're going to see warmer weather and generally tranquil conditions.
January thaw.
That's coming.
That's coming.
So the kids shouldn't worry about missing school tomorrow because it's not even coming in until in the afternoon.
No, it'll be the PM rush.
So they can go to school.
Older people.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Miles.
Well, on the stock market today, after yesterday's record breaker, the Dow lost a little ground today. The closing bell rang a little while ago. It had lost, the Dow did, just a little over 7 points, finished at 9,537 and some change. The S&P 500 dropped 2.5. The NASDAQ, the high-tech heavy NASDAQ, gained more than 5 points. Another record close for that. More than 850 million shares changed hands today.
Basketball fans are not the only ones who are happy about yesterday's agreement to end the NBA lockout. Marty Anderson is probably relieved that it's over, too. He's getting rid of his chair. He's finally ended his 65-day stint on the side of a billboard. He was up there protesting the lockout, and he stayed up there the whole time. The first thing Anderson did after he came down was kiss his wife. She must be really nice. The next item on his agenda may be a shower.
Yeah, how do you suppose to like?
Yeah, she's like, okay,
well, she was
honey,
happy to get the
good
kiss,
to see ya. Wow.
But stay over there.
Right.
Hartford's troubled school system is about to get a big boost.
Can you say soap? We'll tell you about that tonight at 6 o'clock, also at 6.
This is Kevin Hogan at the animal shelter in Guilford. They don't have just one cat, or 2, or 3, or 4. They actually have 28 that they're looking for a home for. I'll have that story coming up.
And at 5:30 a day at the spa, why it's not just for women anymore. But first, we're going to head to the garden.
I'm Alan Smith. There are uses for ivy beyond covering up ugly buildings.
Number 1 in the nation. Sunday at 4, Channel 3 is Connecticut's Husky station. A battle at the top when the Yukon Huskies take on the number 2 ranked Tennessee Lady Vols at the Gamble Pavilion. Then after the game, stay with Channel 3 as Yukon great Jennifer Rosati joins Joe Tessitore and Eric Clemens on the Yukon Huskies postgame report. Recap the action and get inside analysis. Catch the Yukon Huskies live Sunday beginning at 4 on Channel 3, Connecticut's Husky station. I-Team, is there a problem in your neighborhood that needs investigating? Call the Channel 3 tip line and get the I-Team on the case.
During the winter, gardeners rely on the houseplants to keep their thumbs green. So tonight, Alan Smith recommends a very versatile plant, one that can be moved outside when it warms up again.
Every time I go to a nursery or a garden center, I find myself always going for the ivies. It's because they're so versatile. You see, they can either stand alone as a houseplant, or they're the perfect complement for other houseplants. If you know me, whether it's an indoor or outdoor container I'm planting, I always leave a little room on the front edge for something graceful to cascade, and ivies are the perfect candidate. No matter how you choose to use them, you should know that ivies are some of the easiest houseplants to grow. If they're comfortable, they'll put out lots of little runners like this and grow all over the place, just like their outdoor cousins. Another reason I like this plant so much is that it comes in so many different varieties. Most of them are variations on English ivy, of which there are over 200 to choose from. Each one is characterized by different leaf forms and shapes, and when it comes to color, there's solid green, and then many with variegation, both in white and gold. Ivies are forgiving when it comes to growing conditions. They prefer bright light, but they'll do well in reduced light situations. And when it comes to water, they don't want to be overwatered, so you should let them dry out completely before watering them again. If you have the winter blahs, you might add a little color and life to your home by using a few of these. And next spring, you'll already have them on hand when you do containers for your terrace or patio. From the garden, I'm Alan Smith.
All right, thank you, Alan, and thank you for sharing some time with us tonight.
5:30 coming up next with Dennis. Take it easy. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
New at 5:30 on Connecticut's news station.
The Serb family gets their day in court, this time with the company who hired their mother's killer. I'm Melissa Francis, and I'll have that story coming up.
And
this is the man tonight in charge of fixing one of the state's most troubling problems. We'll have a live report on what's next for the Long Lane School.
plus,
Find out why more men are walking into what used to be a woman's world and making themselves right at home.
also,
Wow, you think that thing can move snow? Wait until you see how this thing can move snow. I'll give you a demonstration coming up, so stay with us.
and much more straight ahead on Eyewitness News at 5:30. Find out what's happening in Connecticut tonight. Turn to Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11. When big stories unfold, we'll have the latest.
This meeting is still going on inside.
911 service is out in a number of Connecticut towns.
When news breaks, we take you live to the scene.
This fire is still burning out of control right now.
Get a half hour of the day's top news. No nonsense, just the information you need. At 11, count on Channel 3 Eyewitness News. Switch to Connecticut's news station.
They're famous.
Who do you think's a bigger star, you or me?
I think I'm the biggest star. I bring the ass out and stuff.
They're funny.
My girlfriend doesn't think that, I have a stable job.
And they're not even 10 years old. You won't believe your eyes when these little superstars show off their big-time talents.
I drew a portrait of you and your fabulous wife.
On the next Maury.
Join us at 9 right here on Channel 3.